Right. Hello. Welcome to episode 60 of the ReptiChat podcast. It has been a little while since we've done a proper podcast episode. I think the last episode that wasn't chaotic or just me on my own was in November. So I feel a little bit rusty, but it is what it is. And we are going to have a good evening together. First up, let's do Patreon. So Patreon, you guys and girls are on screen now. Thank you very, very much for all your continued support. As always, if you want to sign up to the Patreon, it starts at as little as £1 a month. It opens you up to the ReptiChat Discord. You get discount on merch. You get free shipping on merch. There's stickers. There's behind the scenes. There's early access. You get to know stuff before anybody else does. So yeah, if you want to know more about that, there'll be a link in the show notes below at the end of the show because I haven't done the show notes yet. But yeah, £1 a month. Next up, today's sponsor. Where is the button? It is there. Right. Hello. Welcome. It's me, Ben, from the past, doing an advert. Pre-recorded it. It's going to be so much better than normal. So, as I am sure you are aware, today's video is sponsored by Bobby of Rango's Tats. For some reason, there seems to be a link between reptile keepers and people that have tattoos. I don't know where this love for ink and scales comes from, but the majority of reptile keepers have tattoos. And that is why Bobby of Rango's Tats has decided to support the pod for the next few months. Bobby is based over in Bishop Stortford, which is near Stansted Airport, at a studio called Obsidian Ink. I've actually got 3 tattoos from Bobby, and each and every one of them has blown my expectations out of the water. If you're a reptile keeper that likes tattoos, or a tattoo enthusiast that likes reptiles, head over Rango's Tats on Instagram, start your message with the word ReptiChat. Hopefully you've enjoyed my new advert. Back to the podcast. Enjoy. Thanks, past Ben. My hair was not much better than that either, to be fair. And finally, before we get into today's episode, if you aren't already, go and follow Where Species. It's where.species on Instagram, where I am launching a clothing brand. We have got, I showed on the last one, we've got hoodies and we've got t-shirts. Design 1 has been released. It is an adder. It's an adder that I photographed in September when I was herping the UK. And that has been, I guess, stylized into a sick design, which is now on Instagram and will be available about mid-Feb. And as soon as we hit 100 followers, I'm going to drop 2.0, which is another design, obviously. And that one is just as sick, if not more sick. So yeah, go and check that out. Before we introduce today's guest, let's have a quick look in the chat who we've got. Paul is here complaining that it's at 7 o'clock because he's going to miss most of it as he's off to get food. Hopefully your food's better than mine. I ordered KFC for delivery for dinner and they delivered Vicky's food and my chips. They managed to miss off a whole order apart from chips, which was ridiculous. I didn't even get a refund. I've complained. So I'm waiting to see if that gets any better because how can you forget an entire meal? We only ordered 2 meals and I forgot one of them. Useless. Apart from that, who else we got? Michael, thank you very much. Currently doing the bath and bed routine. I appreciate you popping in. Raven Royals, thank you very much. More sick. Yes, they're more sick than the adder, I think. You're having a Chinese and an Indian? I'm intrigued. I like it. Nice. Michael, the bidding we will update very shortly. So, today's guest, I'm sure you're aware, it's on the thumbnail, is a man who has owned his reptile shop or has been running his reptile shop for, I think, almost a year now. We're not quite at the year anniversary, but today we are. Oh my God, that's a massive spider. We are celebrating a year anniversary of SW Exotics. So can we please welcome Sam from SW Exotics? Hello. Thanks for coming, mate. How are you?
I'm not bad. Yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the first ever podcast you've done as well.
I know. And is it been confirmed the first reptile shop owner?
Yes, I think I didn't go back, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, first reptile shop owner on the pod as well. Very, very exciting. So yeah, how are you feeling about the podcast? Are you excited?
It's going to be interesting, especially the questions, I reckon.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. To be fair, it's lucky that you and I had a quick chat in the before the show because I completely forgot about the quickfire questions. So if you're happy, we'll get straight into them and then we can get into the pod.
Let's go for it.
Awesome. So first up, cats or dogs?
Cats,
Snakes or lizards?
lizards,
Frogs or salamanders?
frogs,
Centipedes or millipedes?
millipedes,
Spiders or scorpions?
scorpions,
Butterflies or birds?
birds,
Okay. Grasslands or woodlands?
woodlands,
Beach or mountains?
mountains,
Hot climate or cold climate?
hot.
And finally, what's your favourite biscuit?
Oh, probably caramel digestives, I reckon.
Oh, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. I like
Especially
caramel
they've been in the
digestives.
fridge for an hour.
Yeah, and then dunked in tea afterwards.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like it. Oh, I like a caramel chocolate biscuit. Very, very nice. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Matt, don't worry, you only just missed a few minutes. So, that spider is massive. Oh, I haven't been in there for a week or so. There's a huge spider that's just appeared on the wall. No worries. Kelly is saying, so proud of my brother. He's done a great job so far, and we're going to talk all about that very shortly. Catty, lovely to have you. And Mr. Dendro Dave, lovely to have you here as well. Let's just remove that spider.
Do you see Dave offering his girlfriend in the raffle as well earlier?
Yes, I did offer that. Right, as you mentioned it, let's talk raffle. So, folks, it is 7 minutes past 7. At 8 o'clock, we are closing the raffle. What raffle, you say? Sam, can you tell us a bit about the raffle?
So it's
not a raffle, is it? It's an auction.
No, it's a bidding. Yeah, it's a bidding auction.
An auction.
So it's for what I think is the best invention of late, Luminize. I'm sure you'd agree.
I would agree.
So you get the Jungle Dawn 24 watt and the UVB 24 watt. Obviously 6%, 12%, 14%, whatever you desire. It's at 95, I think, at the moment, I believe. Fantastic. I mean, that basically pays you just for the UV kit. So you're basically, at the moment, you're getting the LED for free.
Yeah, so the RRP is about what, 150, 160?
Yeah, about that, roughly.
Fantastic. And it's open to anyone in the UK.
Yeah.
And you'll post it to the winner, yeah?
Yeah, and to be fair, if it goes above 125, I'll probably even throw in a link cable to link them up as well.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. So if you want to get involved, folks, I haven't put a link in the show notes because I was not prepared for this, but go to Facebook, search SW Exotics, find the auction post, and just comment your bid. If you can sort the comments into newest, so that way you can see the highest bid. But yeah, we will be announcing who has won and closing the bidding, turning off the comments at 8 o'clock. So you have got 51 minutes and a few seconds to go and get your bids in. But yeah, go and grab yourself some Luminize, and obviously any money raised is going to responsible reptile keeping as well. That's correct, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. Great. So today, Sam, we have got you on. One, because it's the 1 year anniversary of your shop being open, and two, we're going to do a bit of Q&A as well, because lots of people obviously have the dreams and aspirations to open a reptile shop or a pet shop, but it's not very clear. And there's not a lot of instruction on how to do it. Yeah. And you are living the dream of a lot of people. So I guess let's start way back. Let's rewind all the way back to when did Sam discover his love for reptiles?
Probably watching Steve Irwin, like probably a lot of us.
Yeah, most of us, I think.
Getting into that, then I got musk turtles.
Okay. Is that the first reptile?
Yeah, if you count them as reptiles, some people don't. Some,
I think tortoises and turtles, right? It's the same as spiders and scorpions and frogs. Yeah. They're all under that umbrella of fun.
Yeah. So big mistake because they just stink. I don't know if you've ever had them or no.
I've no experience with any turtles.
I wouldn't recommend them at all. Then it went on to the firebelly toads.
Okay, yeah.
There's quite a bit of a gap from there as such. Then it went on to a cresty, the good old cresty. And then it just spiraled from there, really.
Yeah. Much like the rest of us, like bedroom filled up, house filled up.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, awesome stuff. You are quite into your frogs as well. I know when I spoke to you when you first opened the shop, you said you were very much sort of an amphibian keeper more than
Yeah,
anything else.
yeah, but I'm now probably like Riddler. Start with snakes, now lizard. I'm now moving to the lizard side of things. I think they're more fascinating than frogs.
Yeah, that's cool. So we've recently got frogs at home, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. But I don't think you can beat the personality of a lizard.
And how
Yeah.
intelligent they are.
Yeah, especially the monitors. The monitors are really, really clever,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like night and day compared to anything else I've kept.
yeah, definitely.
So, what sort of age were you when you got your musk turtles? And let's sort of do a timeline.
God, got to be around 16, 17 maybe.
Oh, okay. So quite not late into the hobby, obviously, but quite often it's like 10, 11, like leopard gecko. So
Yeah.
you were pretty much an adult by the time you decided to go for your first.
Yeah, I mean, I had fish tanks as well before,
Right.
so it sort of went on from fish.
Almost like I've got a tank there, I could slip a turtle
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I haven't. I've got no experience with turtles. I really, if I had the space, time, money, all that sort of stuff, I'd love a fly river turtle.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I haven't got a massive pond.
No.
But that's cool. And then you obviously went from you started with your fish, got your frogs and your turtles, and build your house up. So the only natural thing to do after that is open a reptile shop.
Why not? I mean, the firebays, I was breeding them, selling to local shops. It was sort of like, obviously, they're paying me trade prices as such. So, why can't I do this in my own shop with other animals and, do something that's enjoyable?
Yeah, definitely. And then, like you say, it is enjoyable. You get to spend every day with animals, and for the majority of us, if not all of us, that are watching and listening, we love animals, and that's why we're listening to two people on the internet talk about them. So if you can spend the entire day with them every day as well,
Oh, yeah. And
you're
it's
living the
even
dream.
like just talking to people that come in the shop about them. You learn every day, you're learning something new about something else, or, every day's a school day, as they say.
Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely. I think you'll probably, well, you'll say if you do, but I imagine since opening the shop, you've learned more about reptiles than you
Oh, yeah.
did ever know before. Because not only do you obviously have to learn quite quickly with the animals and like the stock you're keeping, but you'll get a lot of keepers come in and talk to you about species that you might never have heard of before.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, especially I'm not a snake person, so I know the basic snakes, but then like a bit more past your royals, your corns, your hogs, you sort of learn a bit more about them as well.
Yeah. So it won't be long till you're getting like chondros and boegas and things like that.
Who knows?
Yeah, exciting stuff. So let's go to the beginning of the shop. So before you opened, obviously you've sat at home and you've gone, you know what, I'm gonna open a reptile shop. Where do you start? Because honestly, I wouldn't know if I wanted to. I'd go on Google and type in how to open a reptile shop, and hopefully this podcast will pop up for people in the future.
Well, hopefully. The first thing you got to do is work out how much it's going to cost for the shop.
Yeah.
And all the outgoings. So obviously, wages, electric, the till system, internet, insurance. You got to work all that out. How much that's going to cost you a month? Then from there, you've almost got to do search around you. Like with your business plan, they say, right, who's your 3 local competitors? So you then got to find your 3 local ones. Yeah. I mean, also, yourself, being close to me, really around me, they're not pure reptile shops. They've got either fish or they've got birds and fish and reptiles. There's not really any pure reptile shops.
No, I don't think there's any dedicated reptile shops. Probably within 20 miles of you. Maybe more.
What, Global Geckos?
Yeah, I think Global Geckos is the closest one to you.
Yeah, I'd say they're the
closest. It's not close.
No, it's probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, at least,
if not more.
Yeah.
So that was an advantage because obviously I had to apply for a small business loan. So that was a good advantage. Then with breeding stuff at home, that's another good advantage. They look at that. And then you've got to basically show what you're going to turn over the first year, what you're going to turn over the second year, and even the third year. So trying to predict, I had to sit there and write how many tubs of live food am I going to sell a week, then work that out over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many bearded dragons am I going to sell? How many? Try and work all that out. It's just bonkers.
I suppose, especially, did you, prior to opening your shop, did you have any experience with the day-to-day runnings of a shop and this sort of thing? So
No,
it's all guesswork.
never worked in retail, never done retail. Literally, I was doing waste management for nearly 10 years.
Yeah. So how, for example, like the live food, how are you trying to gauge how, like, the footfall, the amount of tubs that you're selling, like in the first year? Because if someone said to me, how many tubs of live food does Sam sell a week? I'd go, I don't know, between 10 and 1,000. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's almost like I worked out how many I was buying a week.
Yeah.
Then worked out, right, how many people am I going to have through my door? Probably between 50 and 100 a week. But then how many of them people can be buying, live food? Not everyone buys the live food.
Yeah.
So you sort of work it from that as such. But then obviously, how many heat bulbs am I going to sell a week? How many UV bulbs? How many plants? How many? It's just bags of substrate. You got to really work out everything to get the figures to look good.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to them, I'm going to turn over 65,000 the first year. That looks stupid now. Like it's been a bonkers year, but for them to say, oh yeah, that's great, and I've done way better than that, it's like, okay, I've either cocked up or it's gone so well. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it, but as I said, being the only reptile shop within a massive area, it's easy done. So I say, if anyone looking to set up a reptile, look at your 3 local competitors.
Yeah.
If you're 5 miles away from like Global Geckos, you're going to go, no point bothering.
Yeah.
Because
Or find a location further away from them.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it makes sense. I suppose at the same, another thing I suppose is you don't, although you want to be successful, you also don't want to like take the customers away from the other shops as well, because obviously in the hobby we all got to support each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when I was first, putting over social media, I was opening up, setting up the shop. There's a few reptile shops that reached out to me and said, like, all the best, mate, here if you need help. And it's like, okay, this just shows what this community is like.
Yeah, definitely. Just a quick note: if you're asking questions in the comments, I am seeing them, and we're going to do a bit of a Q&A towards the end of the episode. So I will save them and then bring them back up as we go along. Just so I don't think I'm ignoring you. Yeah, no. So it's great that the local shops are supporting you. Like, obviously, we are very close. You're like 15 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah.
And I apart from you, I know of, not including Pets at Home, because I don't count that. There's 2 other reptile shops, I think. So there's the one in Horsham that I go to because it's like 2 minutes on the road, and then there's the one over Copthorne Way,
Lingfield, and then you've got H2O Habitat, but I think they've just stopped doing their reptiles now because it just wasn't working out for them. But you do find that a lot of the shops start off a fish shop and then expand into the reptile side to try and pull in more money.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of shops that start reptiles and move across to something else.
Yeah. So you're quite lucky as well, in the sense that the location that you're at, behind you is a fish shop. So the footfall is almost like transferable between the 2 of you.
Oh yeah, even when I was setting up, they were saying like 30-40% of their customers have got reptiles, and they're having to drive 20-30 minutes down the road just to get tubs of live food, because no one wants to buy live food from Pets at Home, do they?
No. Unfortunately not. To be fair, I think that Pets at Home are trying to up their game a bit, but yeah, the experiences that I've had.
What's bonkers is they're buying their live food from the same place as me.
Yeah.
But because if it's still on their shelves, they won't put the new out. Whereas with me, last week's gets pulled off the shelf, either gets taken home to feed my staff, fed in the shop, and the new stuff goes on. But they just leave it on until it's completely gone or completely dead.
Yeah, no, definitely. To be fair though, I was really struggling to get some bugs. I can't remember when, it was a while ago now, and I'd been everywhere and nowhere had any. And I went to Pets at Home as like a final resort, and they had 3 tubs of tiny little brown crickets, and there was like 5 left in each tub. I was like, I really need these. I'm not paying £3 a tub, and they ended up giving them to me because they were like 99% dead. But yeah, I'm always prefer to use like a standalone shop. But I don't know I can't remember why. I think you either didn't have any or you were closed at the time. But yeah, no, it was one of those. But No, that's why would we come from? We were talking gauging your footfall, I suppose.
Yeah, it's.
So yeah,
I mean,
that's a big challenge in itself.
I did do almost. I like doing expanding phone backgrounds.
Yeah.
So I put up a fake ad as such on Facebook Marketplace saying, "I'll do this for you," and then everyone else messaged me. I was saying, "Whereabouts do you live?" And they say Crawley. And I say, "Oh, this is my idea. I'm going to open up a reptile shop. What do you think?" And then everyone was. I probably had about 10, 20 people.
Yeah.
They're like, "Amazing, do it. We need one. We need one." So I was like, "Okay, it's the market's there, so let's do this."
Yeah, definitely. So I've lived in the area pretty much all my life, and I don't. Apart from there used to be a long time ago a reptile shop on the Chills roundabout. This is
Yeah.
local knowledge for local people. If you're listening and you don't know Crawley, you won't know. But they closed probably 15 years ago, and there hasn't been a reptile shop in Crawley since then. So yeah, you're almost monopolising it, which is a great thing for you.
Absolutely,
and for me as well. So that's really good. Right. So you've applied for your loan. You've told your person that this is your business plan for your 3 years, and you've found your premises.
Yeah.
It's an empty shell. What's the process? Do you go? Because in my brain, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fit Vivs everywhere. How many times did you put tape on the floor and then change your mind about where things are going?
To be fair, I started off drawing on bits of paper and working out measurements, like working out the total length and working out the size of the tanks and Vivs. I think I changed it 3 or 4 times because
Right, okay.
I mean, you've been in my shop. It's not the biggest.
Yeah. But to be fair, what you have managed to fit in there is very impressive for the size of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 14 glass and 9 Vivs.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, I mean, I was scratching my head, and even like the Habitat terrariums, people come in now and go, wow, I didn't know you could buy stacking kits for these. I'm like, yeah. And even like the Vivs, they go, wow, I didn't know you could stack Vivs. It's like, I thought that was just common knowledge.
Yeah, I would put Vivs on top of each other.
Yeah, maximize the space.
Yeah, definitely. That makes you wonder how many people have got like low level Vivs all the way around their house.
Yeah, they go, I've got no room. I go, well, are you stacking them? No.
Yeah, to be fair, the Habitat ones are brilliant as well with the little stacker kits.
Yeah,
they look so good. I like the way you get like the blanking plate as well, so it hides the bulbs. It just looks really, really smart.
It does. It does look. Yeah, it just tidies it up as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to back and forth because there's like 1,000 questions in my head that I want to ask. So they might not be perfectly in line. But going back slightly, obviously you've applied for your loan, you've got your premises. At what point are you applying for a pet shop license?
They won't walk in this shop until every tank's up and running and every tank's got heat, UVB, basically got everything.
So you almost have to completely go in, put like all your effort into it, and then hope they grant you a license.
Well, I think they came a week before just to check it over.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is a week before. This is like tight.
Yeah.
Luckily, I mean, when I spoke to her, she gave me 4. So basically, it's up to 5 stars.
Right.
I got 4. Now, a new shop can't go straight to a 5. Okay. And she said most new businesses will start at a 2 or a 3. She said the fact that you're at 4 is because the size of the enclosures, basically, the equipment I was using, having a UV, all the UV correct and having all that. She said, I had to give you a 4.
Yeah.
She said, if I could, I'd give you a 5.
That's and that's a good point. Like all of your enclosures have got halogens, UV, and LED on every single enclosure,
and bioactive on the glass, which is also better.
Yeah, exactly. And all your Vivs look great as well. There's quite often you go into pet shops and they've got like, I don't know, Aspen or like a bark chip or something, and it's just like a generic Viv, so they can like whip out a leopard gecko, throw in a corn snake, and they're whereas your Vivs are all like built for the specific animals that you're stocking in them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it later. I just built that paludarium. Did you see that?
I don't know if I've seen that or not. I might have done. I see a lot of stuff every day.
Yeah, I mean, even people come in now and go, wow, I didn't know you could put water in the Habitat terrariums. Like, yeah, it even has a sticker on it that says water line level.
Yeah. No, it's not. And another thing that I like is that people can come into your shop and look at the setups. Like, say they want, for example, 2 or 3 fire-bellied toads, because that's one I've seen in there recently. And you
Yeah.
can go, oh yeah, this is the fire-bellied toads. This is the setup they're in, and this is how you could have them at home. And you've got your paludarium, and you've got your heating and your lighting and your UVB. You haven't got to explain it to them. You can just show it to them,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
it a lot easier for everyone to understand, especially first-time keepers.
And the mad thing is, they're missold in so many reptile shops because they're sold. They just need a water dish.
Yeah.
They don't. They would have 75% water and 25% land. They love water, and they're just one of the many reptiles that are consistently basically missold.
Yeah, and there is a lot, and I think quite often that is because it's normally, like you say, it's a fish shop that's turned into a reptile shop.
Yeah.
So the people running it, no, don't get me wrong, I'm not tarring every shop with the same brush, but the people running it aren't necessarily as well educated as, for example, you, because it is a reptile shop for reptile people, not a fish shop that has some reptiles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, talking of Vivs, how did you, obviously you want to maximize the space, but did you maximize your space with your habitats and your wooden Vivs and then decide what you wanted to put in them? Or was it the other way around? Did you decide this is the sort of animals and whatnot I want to stock? How can I utilize the space to make it work?
To be fair, all I wanted to stock was the bread and butter stuff. The stuff, your beardies, your leopard geckos, cresties, white tree frogs, tortoises. I want to mostly stock them, but now I sort of look and go, right, I want to get that in, but what have I got available for it? If I've got nothing available, I won't get it in.
Yeah.
Especially if it hangs around too long and it outgrows, it's like getting a baby chameleon, put it in a 45, 60.
Yeah.
If that's in there for 3-4 months, that's outgrowing. And if you haven't got the space, it's then unfair.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, the only thing I had was obviously where the snakes are that you've seen. That's the only section that was, right, that's snakes, that's it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. Let me just check the comments. There's a few coming up. Hey, Josh, thank you for tuning in. Talking of local reptile shops, Michael's local reptile shop is 3 hours away.
He definitely needs to open up one then.
Yeah, definitely. There's no competition there.
No.
Cassie says there's some closer to her house, but she prefers the one that's 20 minutes away. Yeah. Back to live food. Can it be called live food for pets at home? There was at least 5 crickets in my tub.
Yeah.
There's a Catty. I'm not going to put your comment up because I don't want to be spending the whole podcast slagging off pets at home. But yeah, and then Reese, thank you very much for joining us. Exciting stuff. So let's ping up a question quickly that Michael has asked, because I think that's quite a good one for where we're at the moment. Would you say it's worth doing more than just reptiles, or is it worth just sticking with reptiles? Because obviously we mentioned the fish shops and bringing in reptiles to bring more footfall in, but you're just doing the reptiles. Do you think you'd benefit from other stuff?
If I was to do it, I would have to merge with someone else that then runs that side.
Okay.
So, for instance, another business is already established, or someone else that comes to me and goes, right, I'm good at doing this. Can we team up?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to have something else over my head.
No, that makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So yeah, there you go. I hope that answers your question.
And to be honest, even one of my reps said lately, he said, don't ever go into like the exotic mammals or anything like that, because that's when it goes downhill. He goes, if you yourself would try and do something else, it shows you're not doing well because you're trying to expand into something else.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
And I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah. If you just smash doing reptiles, then you're known for being the top reptile shop. Not, have you been to that reptile shop? Oh, they've got a tenric or whatever.
And the thing is, as well, I think the more and more, so if you had like fish, rodents, birds, and reptiles, people would treat you as a zoo. You could be rammed over a weekend, but most of them people are just killing time.
Yeah. To be fair, I am quite guilty for that. I quite often go to reptile shops just to have a look around because it's like a free zoo. But I know exactly what you mean. And you'll end up with like,
if it's a new reptile shop, you've got to do it.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. So shop's open. We've got our animals in. You've got your pet shop license granted. Yeah, doors are open. What is going through your head for that first like first day opening? Let's start on the first day.
First day, I mean, even in myself, I said, right, the first month, few weeks, it's going to be, everyone's going to be interested. So it's going to be busy. I knew that. And I thought, right, it will die off, which it did. It had a 1 month boom, dropped off slightly. And then, you're getting your regulars in, you're getting used to them coming in every week, buying their live food. So, and then it's sort of September time to probably Christmas. It was just consistent and just mental.
That's good though. Consistently mental is good.
Yeah, it's just to the point where at the start I was having restocks on a courier van, so like just a few boxes. To throughout the whole September to December, I was having pallet deliveries.
Yeah, wow.
I was just getting that much stuff going through on a weekly basis.
That's great though. That's really good. And it's nice to know that, because quite often we see reptile shops closing, so it's nice to like have one open and then hear that you're doing so well as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's really good. And then so what are some things that in the first sort of, because you're coming up your first year now, when did you open officially?
February the 16th last year.
Okay, so about 3 weeks out, I think, from your official 1 year anniversary. So in that first year, what were some things that you were expecting or you'd sort of preempted that either what are some things that preempted that you had to deal with in that first year?
The amount of people trying to dump reptiles on me, to be honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think my first 2 weeks, I had someone ring up. I've got 30 royals. Can you take them off my hands?
Wow.
We found a corn snake loose next to the unit next door to me.
Right.
And it's almost like, what's the chance of that just working its way to a reptile shop, or someone just dump that outside and run away?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's but yeah, dealing with phone calls and people just trying to offload reptiles is crazy.
Is that a regular occurrence? Is it?
It's dropped off lately, but yeah, at the start it was, especially ball pythons. There's too many of them. Yeah. I don't know if you saw on the National Rescue Centre what they put out a few weeks ago.
Yeah, so it was like they were like 7 days in, they'd already had like 56 royals.
Yeah,
like surrendered to them.
If you've got a phone next to you, go on Morph Market, go on ball pythons. There's nearly 5,000. You go on any other reptile, they're not even close to 500.
Yeah,
it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's quite alarming with the ball pythons. I mean, I haven't sold a ball python for 2 months because people are just picking up for 20 quids.
Yeah, they're not worth anything anymore, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, the market is so saturated with them. And I think a lot of people are steering away from royals and doing like not more niche stuff, but they're not as interested in like the pyramid scheme of breeding.
Yeah.
And they want to be like having that interaction with like a monitor lizard, for example, or they want something that they don't see as often.
Yeah. To be honest with you, most people that come in this shop go, right, I want to be a dragon. I go, why do you want to be a dragon? Because I can hold it. Whereas
it makes sense, to be fair.
Yeah, or they go, I've seen it on TikTok and I've seen that they're funny and they're easy to go. Okay, I go, okay. But me and probably you and probably most people in the chat would rather just sit and look at it and not worried if you can't hold it.
Yeah, definitely. To be fair, I never used to be. I before I sold the royals, I wanted to hold stuff. I wanted to have that like not daily interaction, but like I wanted to be able to go and pick up and a bearded dragon and have it sit on my shoulder if I wanted to. Whereas now, I'm very happy, like watching the Gilleneye just do their thing in their viv, like watching the Aki dig up the isopods that I've put in there an hour ago, and like I love watching them exhibit like their natural behavior as opposed to having them sit on me.
Yeah, exactly.
But especially for younger people, I suppose a bearded dragon on your shoulder whilst you're doing your homework, that's really cool.
Yeah, exactly. And it gets them into the hobby at the end of the day. We all got to start somewhere, and leopard geckos, bearded dragons, cresties, and corn snakes, they're just selling all the time, and they're all mostly being sold to children that are getting into it.
Yeah. So going back to the phone calls and the people seeing it, like trying to dump animals on you. What is your process? Will you take anything, or are you turning everything away?
I'll take if it's babies and I've got room, I'll take it. If it's adults, no, because most people come into shop don't want adults.
Yeah.
So I tell them to go RSPCA, national centre.
Yeah.
So
it is difficult as well. It must be as an animal lover. It must be quite hard to tell people, no, you can't take these animals.
Yeah, I mean, I had one person months and months ago go, "Oh, my children don't like the corn snake. Can we give it to you?" I said, "Is it a baby?" Yeah. They said, "Oh, or can we do a swap for something else?" I'm like, "No, you're giving this up already. Why would I want to give you another reptile when this is going to happen again?"
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
And now always when people come in and go, right, have you done your research? Have you seen how, it's not a hamster that lives for a year or two if you're lucky.
Yeah.
These things can live for 10 plus years. Have you done your research?
Yeah. And do you have like a background check almost to see if people have done their research, or you just...
Yeah, I will ask a few questions. Obviously, anyone knows we've got to check, make sure you've got the correct setup, make sure you understand their diet, what it requires, about the dust and the bugs. I do all that basic stuff. You can't go too deep into it.
Yeah.
But, I had a lady come in before Christmas. My son's put tortoise on his Santa's list. I need one. Have you done any research? No. I was like, you do know how long these things live for? She goes, no. I said, probably about 100 years. So I said, you need to go away, do your research. And to be fair to her, she came back 2 weeks later, right, no, fully understanding now. I know what I need. I need a table. I need this. I need that. I was like, great.
That's good. That's really good. And I suppose sometimes you asking those questions is like the first domino that's being pushed in the domino effect of learning. Because some people, they have no idea that reptiles need these bulbs or the UV or supplementing bugs. And you saying to them, oh, have you done any research? And they'll go, what research? What am I research? And then it opens that whole can of worms, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even to this day, there's an amount of people that are buying reptiles elsewhere and not being sold UVB. I'm like, how is this possible? Especially like the licensing, and I can't sell like you a reptile unless you've got UVB, you've got the right enclosure. But it's almost like people, some shops, not obviously every shop, are literally going, do you know what, we've had a bad day today, but we could do with that money. It's almost like it feels like it's like that, like they just want the money.
Yeah. Because I don't know the rules and regs on pet shop store. Is there a law that says you're not allowed to sell them?
I can refuse if they haven't got the right equipment set up, even the size of it. I can say no, I can't sell it to you, because the amount of people that will go away, buy a second-hand Viv, and it's the old school ones that are like, I know, 4 foot by a foot by a foot.
Yeah.
They go, well, it's sold to me as a 4 foot. Yeah, but you can't put a bearded dragon in that because it needs 2 by 2.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, well, it's sold as a 4 foot. I thought they were the same. It's like, no, there's a bit more to it. I mean, the heat would be on the floor, wouldn't it? And a foot tall.
Yeah, well, we've got 6 inches of bulb and they've got like this much underneath them.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a nice comment that's just come through. Let's pop that one up on the screen. SW Exotics is an amazing shop. My son loves having a walk around every time we go down, even if it's just to pick up the bugs. And that was from an account called Storytime. That's very nice of them. That was what we got.
That's how you end up buying something else. You see, if you come in just buy the bugs and walk out, people come in, look, see what's new. That's why you got to keep trying to get different stuff and new stuff in to keep people interested.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just checking for the comments because there's quite a few on there. Catty says, my shop asks questions and you have to fill out a little questionnaire saying you understand what animals you're getting and you also need proof of setup. So it sounds like you're doing a similar sort of thing. Yeah,
and then obviously we have a form that they put their name, their contact details, their address, what they've bought. We put outside. Still don't know what happens with them, but they're in a folder. So
yeah, that's fair enough. They're there if you need them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess lots of people will pick them up. I mean, probably like you've probably never had anyone knock on your door say, "Can I check your reptiles, please?"
No, literally never.
No, so I don't know. Don't know. Is it maybe just showing I'm doing my job? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I suppose it's better to have the record and never need it than the other way
Yeah,
around.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got some more nice comments coming through as well. Sam has been brilliant, telling me my first Royal Python. Always there for advice. That's from Sue Dove.
I think she was winning the auction as well, unless it's changed.
Oh, that's exciting. Actually, that's a good point. So, what's the time? Right, folks, you got 19 minutes left on the auction. Head over to SW Exotics on Facebook for your chance to win a Arcadia Luminize. Let me see if I can get it to load in here and see how we're doing on that as well. And there was another question there whilst I do that from Michael that says, do you buy other species from breeders or are the rescues taking up a lot of space?
No, I don't take it most rescues in. I start off with local breeders, and then if I can't go local breeders, I then look further afield at having to get a courier of stuff in before I start going to the big companies that supply them, because I want to, being a small business, I want to help little people before the big people.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Like tonight, I finished here at 5:30 and drove half an hour to go and pick up 5 leopard geckos.
Yeah, from a local breeder.
Yeah, just support each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're getting stock from them, they'll use you for bugs, and it all works well. And like lighting and stuff like that, they're all going to come back. It's building those repeat customers, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
The update on the auction, Catty is currently winning with a bid of £100.
Nice.
So yeah, that is very, very nice. Make sure you go and beat Catty. There's 18 minutes left now. Go and get those bids in. It's all for a good cause, which is responsible reptile keeping. Let's have a quick check on here because the chat is popping off. There's also 22 people on the live, which is really, really good. Thank you all for coming along. Right, let's jump into the Q&A questions that come through on Instagram to myself and to you. We've been running a Q&A on Instagram for the last few days to get those Qs in. I'm not going to say who they're from because I've got like 6 questions from one person and one from another, so we'll just run through them. And because I know we've had a few where like more than one person's asked the same question. So let's start off with, what is your favorite reptile?
It's got to be a chameleon, to be honest.
Okay, any particular species?
Panthers. I think only panthers, really. I'm not a fan of most of them. I just think how big they are and their colours that they come. It's just unreal.
I think panthers are pretty chill as well for the most part. I don't know for sure. I've got a Yemen or a veiled chameleon, and he's an arsehole, but it's very cool. Like I said, I like watching the animals, so I'm quite happy to watch him. I just don't handle him because he bites and it hurts.
Yeah. I've been bitten by a female panther. I wasn't expecting it. I put my hand in just to get hold of it, and I just got the biggest bite on the end of my finger.
Yeah, so mine, as soon as you open the door, his mouth's gaping and he's hissing at you. And but if I go into so there's a tub that I use sometimes for cricket, so I don't have to tongue feed him all the time. I throw for crickets and if I go in there to take it out, he'll launch himself and just bite me. So yeah, but I love a chameleon. They're very, very cool. I was watching a video not that long ago of a herping trip in Madagascar, and I was like, oh, I'd love to go and find all those chameleons. So maybe.
To be fair, if I was to do a herping trip, that's where I'd go.
Yeah, well, we're going to Morocco in just under 2 months to do a week.
That's pretty cool. Just hopefully to go and see a Euro would be pretty cool in the wild.
I'm really hoping that I'll get to see a Euro. To be fair, I've got quite a big list now because I've been researching what's out there. When we first booked it, I was like, yeah, I want to see an Egyptian cobra, I want to see a desert horn viper, and I want to see a Euromastic. So now there's 20 things on the list, and that's just a few. And there's so much cool stuff out there. But if it goes well, then hopefully there'll be plenty more herping trips in the future. Maybe you can come and join us on one of them.
Well, definitely, mate. Definitely be up for that.
Yeah, right. Next question. What support did you have to start off with? Not financial, in brackets, that says. So who did you have supporting you, or was it all just yourself?
Apart from family, obviously, backing me all the way and, wishing me luck. Pretty much everything else is obviously the guys at the fish shop. teach me a few things, do things this way, do things that way.
Yeah.
And then obviously just the reps, like how since day one when I was first trying to get hold of suppliers for, Habitat Arcadia, obviously speaking to the guys at Monkfield, George from day one has been unreal, like helped me get everything set up. And then Nathan, my rep, always sort me out deals if I'm bulk buying stuff and always there to hand. And then obviously now with Paul at Habitat, he pops in every now and then. It's nice to have people like that around.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I actually have a question from Paul that says, do you enjoy it when Paul's monitors pops in?
Yes, because I can learn so much from that man.
Yeah, he is a fountain of knowledge, to be fair.
And then he comes over here more to grab a Subway.
Yeah.
Literally, that's why he comes here, really, is to get the Subway around the corner.
Yeah. No, well, at least he's coming in to see you as well as getting a sandwich.
Yeah, definitely.
That's fair enough. So yeah, family, that's always nice. And it's nice when family believe in you and help you out as well. I imagine you had them painting.
Like, they were like, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is going to work?" It's like, "Yeah, I've got a good idea this is going to work."
Yeah.
And now,
clearly it is working. Hopefully, they're all super proud of you. Right. Next question is running a pet shop something that you've always wanted to do?
No. If you'd asked me 2 years ago, I would have said no.
Okay. And what about, is it something now that you want to continue doing for the foreseeable?
Yeah, obviously I want to get to that point where bigger shop, staff, I want to get to that. So at the moment I have 1 day off, but even on that 1 day off, I'm either doing stuff with my reptiles and micro squirrels that I've got now at home, which are interesting to keep.
Yeah.
I'm either doing stuff with them or admin, doing bits and bobs. So you don't really get a day off. You are literally doing 60 to 70 hours a week working.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of work, especially when there's you're in charge of the whole lot. There's a whole lot of pressure on there, but clearly it's working, and you must be enjoying it, because otherwise you wouldn't still be doing it.
Yeah, obviously, I love my carp fishing, so not being able to do that as much now is like, because that's like, I think you've done a bit of fishing, haven't you? Or you're into your fishing?
I haven't fished for a while, but I used to love a bit of fishing.
As you know, just going to a lake and it's quiet, it's so nice to chill out, relax. So yeah, just to have even just one member of staff, so I can have 2 days off.
Yeah,
it'd be nice.
Yeah, and like you say, I'm sure it will come. You're the way you're growing at the moment. It's all stepping stones towards the next big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So question this one is from Riddler. He says, where do you want to see the shop in the next 5 years? I know we sort of just covered that a bit, but
yeah, so obviously bigger staff, probably even I've got this mad idea where if I had a big shop, I'd have like a different section from different parts of the world. So all the animals in that section come from South America. Have it decorated so it looks like South America.
That's cool. To be fair, that's a cool idea.
It's just it's one of the many mad ideas that go through my head.
Yeah, I think we all need mad ideas though, and sometimes they turn out to be incredible.
Yeah, exactly. And even just to start breeding more stuff, especially stuff that is more wild caught than captive bred, so we get more captive bred stuff, going through the hobby.
Yeah, that's actually a good question, because one of the questions I've got here was, what do you think about shops stocking wild caught reptiles?
Well, I've got 2 tanks with wild caught stuff in it out of the 26.
Right, okay. And is there a reason that you've gone for wild caught over captive bred?
Because there's not any captive bred. It's a bit like Paul with his flying lizards and his, is it bloodsuckers he's got?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of captive bred stuff like that. So we need captive bred, but we need to get it wild caught first. But it's all going to the wrong people. It's almost like we need to get it to the good people that can do something with them.
Yeah. Bring it to the experts.
Especially stuff that's almost endangered. We need to get that into the hobby, get it captive bred to keep it going.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we don't need wild caught stuff that's, flooded in the market in captive bred.
Yeah, there's no point like bringing in wild caught royals or wild caught cresties
or beardies or
yeah.
corn snakes. You don't need even probably white tree frogs. You don't even. There's probably hundreds of them kicking around.
So I'm curious, what animals have you got in the shop at the moment that are wild caught?
I've got the glass tree frogs.
Yeah, okay.
Which are pretty cool, nice little species.
Yeah, very, very cool. And see-through, which is mad.
Yeah, I mean, I think only once I've had one in the glass to be able to see that. So
yeah.
And the Malaysian cat gecko.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's cool. And is it? Have you the glass frogs? You've got a few of them, haven't you?
I got 3, I think.
So they could be sold to a breeder as a trio.
Yeah,
and hopefully, in a few years, you'll be buying back captive bred ones.
Yeah, I don't know how hard they are to breed. That's the trouble. I don't know what they're like compared to other tree frogs.
Yeah. No, I have no idea at all. But I'm sure someone hopefully they'll go. Obviously, you can't say no if someone's got the right setup, but hopefully someone that is a bit more of a expert will come and pick those up, so to speak. That's good. Well, just reading through the comments quickly. Yeah, cool. Right, next question. What made you decide that this is it, now is the time that I'm going to open a reptile shop? Was there a moment, because obviously people come and ah about it all the time. What made you go from and ahhing to right, I'm doing it?
Probably being in the same job for so long and wanting to go off, and I've always wanted to go off and do my own thing. And then when I had this idea of having a reptile shop, I thought, right, this is my opportunity. There's nothing, as I said before, there's nothing close to me. Let's do this now, because, if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it?
Yeah. No, fair enough. And like we said, you're celebrating a year in 3 weeks, so it's going well.
And there's going to be some big deals. Obviously, guys at Monkfield, I'm working closely with them to get some deals going, so to help everyone.
Yeah. So people that don't know, Monkfield is the main supplier. They're the only suppliers in the UK for like all your Arcadia products, all your Habitat products.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you get from them, but I know it's Arcadia and Habitat, Monkfield. So that sounds like there could be some good deals on things like Luminize and.
Yeah, there's going to be, like I did for Black Friday, there'll be 20% off the UVB Luminize, which is, I'm competing with online with that pricing. So
no, definitely. Next question is, how did you find your first few months after opening? I know we have sort of touched on it, but if we go through it again, just so the question's answered.
Yeah, like I said, the first month was that boom, because everyone's interested to see what it is and, come and see a new shop. Then obviously it did slowly drop, but as I said, September time through to Christmas, it's been consistent. Obviously this month, same with anything in retail, January's not a great month. So but it's still doing okay, still doing what it needs to do, still paying what it needs to pay. That's the main thing. As long as it's paying the bills, paying me a wage, it's not the greatest wage, but that's a sort of one of the sacrifices you've got to make having your own business.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's good. I'm glad it is working. Next question is, what's a favourite customer interaction that you've had?
I don't know, really. Quite a good question.
It's a very good question. Have you had like maybe someone come in that was scared of an animal and left with an animal? Or
there's always people scared of the snakes. Yeah. Like, people will open my door, look at me and go, where are the snakes? And I'm like, they're down there, they're double locked. There's no way one of them's even getting out.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. To be fair, which was Paul was here. I don't know if Paul's in the chat. There's a kid
he's been in and out. I don't know if he is.
There was a kid that wanted a bearded dragon. And when I told him he was picking up the setup and everything for it, I said, no, you've got to wait 2 days. He just broke down in tears because he wanted to take it now. He's like so excited and like fell in love with this bearded dragon. And it's like, no, you've got to sort of wait 2 days, which really is better than a fish tank.
Fish you got to wait for ages.
Yeah. So Paul, because I was dealing with his mum and Paul was dealing with him, and Paul settled him down and sort of spoke to him, was telling him this is why we've got to do it, etc. So he understood, and he comes in now and he's absolutely loving it. He's doing everything right, and he's only a young kid.
Awesome stuff. Hopefully, so the thing is as well, you could be inspiring like the next Steve Irwin, the next Steve Backshall, the next Brian Barczyk. So yeah, inspiring that younger generation is awesome. It must be a good feeling to see the kids leaving with a massive smile on their face as well. I say kids, I'd leave with a massive smile on my face if I'm buying an animal as well.
But it's even like the amount of people that come in and go, I want this. I go, well, have you ever thought about getting one of these?
Yeah.
And most of the time, especially nocturnal stuff with children, I go, it is nocturnal. Why not get yourself a bearded dragon?
Yeah.
Something that's up when you're up, a bit more friendly. And half the time people go, do you know what? You're actually right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, to be fair, my first reptile when I was 12 was a leopard gecko, and I never saw it because I was asleep when it was awake.
Yeah, exactly. Like, most kids are going to bed by 7, aren't they? And I mean, I can see a leopard gecko at the moment just walking around over there, but
yeah. But no, I know exactly what you mean. That's cool. Next question is, what's the most interesting / strangest animal that you've sold? The glass frogs have got to be up there.
Do you know what? Again, Holly at Habitat and Paul have got to blame for this. The June geckos.
Yeah, the little Stenodactylus.
Such a cool little species.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of stenos.
And watch them dig the little tunnels.
Yeah, they're very cool. Tiny little gecko, and their eyes are like galaxies.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. He's back in the chat now.
What's he say? Paul's monitor. What's he say? Paul's monitor has been exposed. I see. I am behind. Oh.
Even the Phelsuma clemeri.
Yeah.
Mega cool.
All the little geckos are really cool.
Yeah, they are so cool.
Dan saying Steno gang.
Yeah,
he loves his stenos. Yeah, nice.
Cathy saying Stenos. I think Paul's been trying to get Riddler into the old stenos.
Yeah, probably. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. Right, let's go. Next one. How do you decide what species to keep in the shop? I know you said when you first started you wanted the bread and butter stuff, but it's changed a bit over the last year. So how are you deciding now what you want to keep and what you don't want to have in the shop?
So it's a bit of you get something in, you see how quickly it goes.
Yeah.
So it's like now I've got which to me is a stunning little gecko. Well, not little. Stunning gecko is a giant Madagascan day gecko.
Yeah.
But no one wants them because you can't handle them.
Yeah, they are pretty skittish, aren't they?
Yeah, they're lightning quick. Like if it got out in this shop, I would have to wait for it the next morning when it's got cold so I can catch it.
Yeah. Or just start putting little pots of food and it lives in the shop.
Yeah, that's it. So you learn of what sells quickly and what doesn't. You keep getting the stuff that's always going out. Praying mantises and jumping spiders, I can't keep up with the sales of them. People are going mad for that stuff.
The jumping spiders, I'm a massive fan of. I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. Folks, you're on your last minute of the auction. Head over now to SW Exotics on Facebook and get your bid in to win some Luminize. You have got 36 seconds. Go. It's going well as well. I'm looking at it now. The jumping spiders are awesome. I keep contemplating getting another jumping spider. I had a couple like 6-7 years ago, and I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, I like the praying mantis, especially the flower-styled ones. They're like an orchid one and the jewel flowers. They're stunning little things. It's a shame they only live 9 months on average.
That's why I've had a few mantises, and they're really cool. I like interacting with them, I like feeding them, but they don't live long enough for me to want to have them anymore because I get really attached to them and then they die. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. But people love them because they're in small little enclosures. They can almost have them on their desk. That's why people love them as well.
Yeah, definitely. Dave, I've just seen your comment. you need to comment on Facebook. I'm gonna give it. Do you want to give it another minute? It is 8 o'clock. It's up to you, Sam.
I'm easy, mate. We did say at the end of the podcast, to be fair, so I'm easy.
Should we keep going for now?
Yeah, let's keep going for a bit longer.
Keep going. Okay, we're going to keep pushing that auction for a little bit longer.
It's up to 120 at the moment.
It is going. It's going nicely.
Did I say 125 to get chucking the link cable? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think so. If we get it to 125, you get a link cable as well. So yeah, keep going. We'll keep pushing it for a little bit longer. Let's just have a quick look through the comments as well. You got a comment there that says, "Who is your favourite person where your shop is?" I think someone's trying to get a bit of love there.
Yeah, he's the grandson of the landlord.
Fantastic.
So,
is he your favourite person?
I'm gonna have to say yes, aren't I?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to upset the landlord's grandson. Paul is back. What's the price? Dan, the price is currently 120 from what I can see. My signal's not very good. I'm guessing
that's what Dave meant then. He was replying to Dan.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good shout. I thought he was... Oh, it's 125 now. Oh, it's gone up. £125. And Paul loves a mantis. Yeah, I'm a big fan of a mantis. Oh, dear. Right, I don't know if we've got any more questions. Let's have a look. If you guys have got any questions for Sam, now is your time to ask them. We've done that one, done that. Done that one.
I mean, we can have a great debate about the world of internet sales.
Yes, that actually was a question that somebody mentioned to me when I was chatting to them, and I haven't got it on here. How do you find competing with internet sales? Because obviously they haven't got the overheads that you have got, so it's very difficult.
Well, let's put it this way: what they sell the luminized UVB kits at, they're making probably a $5 each kit. That's all they're making.
Yeah,
which is bonkers. But where everyone's doing it, they're making so much money from it. It is hard. Yeah. What's more probably soul destroying is when someone comes in, takes up half an hour of your time asking what you need, what's the right stuff, and they go, okay, yeah, we'll be back. But then they come back with a setup they bought online. And you go, well, hang on, I've given up all my time to tell you what you need. And then I've even had it in the shop. People are looking on their phone saying, oh, yeah, but look, it's £10 cheaper here.
Yeah, it's got to be horrible because obviously you want to be competitive as best you can, but at the same time, you've got to pay, like you say, you've got to pay wages, you've got to pay for the shop, you've got to pay for the pet shop license.
Yeah,
you haven't got to whereas the internet people just it's in a warehouse, chuck it in a box, it goes out.
That's it. I mean, even Chaz at Snake and Adders put a post up the other day saying how he put a Viv together, installed the electrical equipment in the right place, and he just basically at the end, you don't get that with online.
Yeah, definitely. I do my best to shop locally when I can. Obviously, sometimes it's not doable, but I always try. And I've got a shop that's slightly closer than you are, so I tend to go to them just because they are even closer.
Yeah, of course.
But I'd much prefer to go and spend an extra 5-10 quid on a light and then have a chat with the reptile shop.
Yeah,
and then I've got it, as opposed to buying it online to save a little bit of money, and then I'm not supporting the local community, not building a relationship, because you never know when you're going to need some help. And if I was to say, I don't know, let's think of it. I can't think of an example really. But say there was an issue and I went, oh my God, I need some help. I could ring you. You're 15 minutes down the road, and you could go, oh yeah, I've got that. Not a problem. Come here. I'll show you how it works. We can plug it all in. Done. Whereas online, I can go, and it'll be here in 3 days, and it might not even be the right thing.
Yeah, exactly that. And even I've had customers that have ordered the glass terrariums online, they turned out smash.
Yeah.
Just because they're saving 20 quid, but now you've got to go through that ball ache of having to sort that out, either send that back or get another one sent out.
Exactly. Matt agrees with me there. Half the fun is going to the shops and having a nice general chat.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually quite a few comments. We got Daniel saying, I think the suppliers should stop letting online retailers drop the prices. I don't think they can, unfortunately.
There is a thing where they shouldn't drop below 25% the recommended retail price.
Right, okay. And do they stick to that?
But because they do a sale all the time, a bit like the classic DFS,
Yeah.
they can get away with it. But how I've said it to the suppliers is, give us their deals and they can have our deals, and let's see how quickly they cry about how much they're paying.
Yeah, because I imagine that the online retailers will get a bigger discount because of the quantity that they're shifting as well.
They're buying like 100 UVB kits in one order of the same one.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm buying 5 at maximum.
Yeah.
That's why they're doing it, because they're bulk buying.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, there we go. What's that one? I shop local for pretty much everything. Plus, my shop has a membership for £5 a month with a bunch of discounts and benefits. That's a good idea.
Well, I've got the stamp card, as you've probably seen.
Yeah.
For the
So
live
the live food, isn't it?
But again, obviously, people that are members of Responsible Reptile Keeping get 10% off live food, frozen food, and livestock.
Yeah, which is another fantastic thing. So if you're not signed up, go and sign up to Responsible Reptile Keeping and get your discounts.
Yeah.
Without shops, we lose that first step into reptiles. Again, that's exactly right. So without you there, little Johnny from down the road isn't going to come in and get his first bearded dragon.
Yeah, exactly that.
Exactly. Well, without the shops, we have no hobby. I try to, but it costs me too much, and my one's not got much going on. Well, Dan, support the shops.
To be fair, if I didn't have this shop, I mean, I don't know if yours are, but none of my tanks would all be covered in luminized at home.
Yeah, no, my not all of mine are luminized, but some of them are. But yeah, I'd struggle. Actually, to be fair, my local shop only just got luminized in because I was pestering them about it. They had like the normal Pro T5 and like the normal Jungle Dawns, but they hadn't gone to the luminized stuff.
I had a customer the other week that went to a shop that they wouldn't name where, and they sold them a T8 kit.
Oh, that's horrible. Who uses T8s anymore?
I couldn't tell you.
I didn't even know they made them still, to be fair.
Well, I've never had them on my suppliers list, that's for sure.
I wonder if they're selling new old stock. Matt, again, no shops, no hobby. How many of us would go into reptile shops just to look at animals when we were younger? Everyone. Yeah.
And again, let's be honest, most online shops don't sell the reptiles.
Yeah. And if they do, like I can think of a couple, and I've looked, and they always use a generic photo. Yeah. So you never know what you're actually going to get either.
It's if I've got a tank of 5 beardies, you're going to want to come and pick out the one you want.
Yeah, definitely. You want to handle them all, see if you bond with one a bit more than the other ones. Riddler, thank you very much for coming. Better late than never. I presume that says hello, Ben, and hello, Sam. But it's actually written help.
Help,
Ben. What does that one say? My dad used to take me to a reptile shop almost every day when I was younger, especially after my knee surgery to help me get walking. Exactly. So not only are you inspiring reptile keepers, you're helping with physiotherapy.
The other thing as well I've noticed since having a shop is a lot of parents where their children have got autism. Yeah. They're sort of being told, I don't know by who, I'd love to know who it is that's saying this, but to go and get a bearded dragon, a leopard gecko, because where they live for so long, they can have that bond and something to look after.
Right, okay. That's interesting. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's good. What's Dave saying? It helps to fuel the fire in the younger generation. Exactly. If there's less shops, there's less keepers in the future. I couldn't agree more. And there's a question from Paul, which is, what's the thing you underestimated the most, and one thing that you didn't expect to happen or you didn't know to happen? So let's go first off. What's one thing that you underestimated the most?
What did I underestimate the most? Probably the amount of people that came in the first year.
Okay, that's great.
Probably, because as I said, like what I predicted my first year turnover was nothing compared to where I'm at. So that's probably that. And what's that? The one thing you didn't know.
One thing you didn't expect to happen or didn't know you would happen.
Again, I didn't expect me to outgrow this shop within the first 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, and to be fair, like you said at the beginning, you have got a small premises, but like I said, the amount of stuff you've managed to squeeze in there is incredible.
there's tons of more stuff I wish I could have in here. There's like more wood, more different types of substrate. There's loads of stuff I could stock in here, but just need to get that room.
No, definitely. And have you got any plans for expansion at the moment, or is it just keep it going as you are for now?
Looking, seeing what's here, seeing what's available here, and looking around. The trouble is, if you go bigger, you've then got business rates.
Right. Okay.
And then that's another thing you got to deal with.
Yeah. Just another expense, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you do, when I was looking before I got this place, most places they want 6 months rent up front.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money,
especially for a start, like a first, like not so much now because you've been going for a year and you got a bit of capital behind you, but to start with, that's ridiculous to ask for.
It's just, it's crazy.
Yeah. Right, folks, we are going to wrap up very shortly. The time is 8:11. I'm going to give you it to 8:15, and then we are closing the raffle auction. I've got to stop calling it a raffle; it's an auction.
Who's winning it?
I'm just going to have a look. Last time I checked, it was Catty. I don't know where we're at the moment. It is still Catty, but with a higher bid. Catty is smashing it. We're currently at £145 with 3 minutes to go, 3.5 minutes to go. So it's very, very good. Let's just catch up with the comments. Riddler. So that was meant to be hello, but it looked like a cry for help. It probably was a cry for help. Paul, thank you for tuning in, mate. Nice to see you. See you later. A few people are kicking off about T8 because it's disgusting.
Hey, I still see reptile shops selling reptile carpet.
Yeah, that's horrible. You think they get to a point where they go, that product doesn't work and it's dangerous. Let's just stop making it.
I feel like there needs to be a group or something that goes around to reptile shops and goes, you need to stop selling that as we're shutting you down.
Yeah. But then who governs that, though? Because there's some things that people say are bad and other people say are good as well. So then it gets into...
Yeah, I mean, it's like hammocks. I don't agree with hammocks, but someone else will agree with a hammock.
Yeah.
Infrared bowls. Some people agree with them. Some people, I don't see the point in them.
Yeah. No, it makes perfect sense. It is difficult. And I think one of the things in reptile keeping as well is there are, for want of a better word, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And it's finding what works for you, but keeping the husbandry still correct for that animal.
Yeah.
Cathy, I appreciate you battling through the migraine to stick with us. It's not too long left. Riddler, I'm almost ready to get some sleep. Last night was a late night for me. It's been a busy day for you, mate. 20 people in the chat. Smash that like button. I've seen 23 at the most today, which was mad considering normally we're sitting around 10 or 12. So I appreciate every single person that has joined in.
To be honest, one thing I've got to say, I don't know if you're the same, but obviously having a partner that puts up with the reptiles at home is, I don't know how I get away with it. Every time I go, oh, look what I've found, and she goes, no, but she's now learned, if she says no, I'm going to do it anyway. Like the micro squirrels, bringing 12 micro squirrels home with a setup.
Yeah.
No, but now she's in love with them. She always falls in love with them, but yeah, to put up a house for the reptiles, and obviously me working 6 days a week.
Yeah. No, it's, to be fair, my wife, although I'm not bringing squirrels home, our house is full of reptiles, but she's very good. Like some of them are hers as well. When we first got together, she wasn't interested, and I've slowly ground her down, and now she likes them too.
What about the daughter? Is she mad into it as well?
Esme's loving them. Esme has got, she's just got 5 white tree frogs that we got from RDJ Reptiles, which were rescues, and they're really good. She's a big fan. She doesn't like locusts though. She's terrified of them. So getting her to feed locusts is quite entertaining.
Yeah, I bet she'll pick up a ball python.
Yeah. She'll stick a hand straight in a viv and pick anything up. Doesn't like bugs.
It's mad. I think Riddler was saying it last night with Tony, wasn't he? Like, how someone can be scared of a locust but can pick up a 5-foot snake. Yeah,
it is mad. We've got 10 seconds left, and then I'm going to give it just a minute to let it update. And Sam, do you want to announce the winner, or do you want me to announce it?
To be fair, you're probably going to get to it quicker than I can.
Let's have a look. I'm just refreshing it. Right, let's say no, bids are closed. Let me just close Facebook and go back into it and see who has got themselves some Arcadia Luminize. The winner is drum roll, please. I don't know if you can hear me banging on the desk or not. The winner is Sue Dove with a final bid of £150. Catty, she sniped you there just at the last second.
And even better, she's a local customer, so I haven't got to pay postage.
Perfect. There you go. Fantastic. Sue, congratulations. Thank you very much for supporting Sam and supporting responsible reptile keeping and tuning in to watch the podcast today. I am eternally grateful. You've got yourself some Luminize. So, drop Sam a message or pop into the shop and go and sort that out. But exciting stuff. Right. I think, Sam, it is about time. We've been going for just over an hour. Normally go for about an hour. It's time to start wrapping up. So let me find the wrap-up questions because I have not got it in my head today. Where is it? Here we go. Right. Wrap-up question. Space, time, legality are no issue at all. 1, which reptile would you like to keep? And B, which non-reptile species would you like to keep?
Reptile will probably be a caiman.
Nice.
I think. It's pretty cool. Little dwarf caiman, I think.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of a caiman.
I've just seen
Riddler. No, it started at 7 o'clock. It starts at 7 o'clock every other week. Honestly. Sorry.
I just saw Baden at Sleeving Reptiles.
Yeah, they've just got is it Culviers?
Yeah. Have you ever been to that shop?
I've never been. I know lots of people that have, and I follow them on Instagram, but it's a long drive. Like anything over an hour drive, I'm like, I don't really want to go.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's another person that's helped me out, getting stuff off him and talking to him all the time.
Nice. Yeah, it seems like a great place to be fair. And then non-reptile. Which non-reptile would you like to keep?
Non-reptile, probably meerkats.
Oh, I love a meerkat.
I mean, again, coming to this hobby and getting sent trade lists of exotic animals and reptiles, you can get. My eyes were like, what? You can get an armadillo. You can get skunks. You can get. It is
mad.
Once I saw a zebra, I was like, a zebra.
That's ridiculous. That's mad.
And kangaroos. I think I saw kangaroos on there, and then all the different birds you can get.
That's crazy.
It's
like it's opened my eyes, like being on the WhatsApp groups, like some of the exotic mammal WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
You get binturong pop up for 10 grand a piece. It's like that's mad money.
I guess some of the
stuff. And also, it's mad that you can just buy a binturong if you've got enough money.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, and that's the other perk to having a shop. You can get everything at trade price, but then your house will fill up with reptiles pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point. Right, Sam, we've been going for an hour and 20 minutes. It's been a very enjoyable chat, but I think we are pretty much there for the day. So, where can people find you online and in real life?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok when I remember to do it, which is very rare.
Yeah.
And obviously the shop's in Crawley, West Sussex. So pop down, come and give us a shout.
Gonna say hello. Remember, you get a discount if you're a responsible reptile keeper member as well.
Yeah, 10% off live food, frozen food, and livestock. Which, if you're a regular mine, you're watching this and you're spending £10 a week on live food. I mean, what's a membership? £4 with?
Yeah, I think so.
So you'd be basically saving the same you'd be paying for that. So you wouldn't be spending more money. And you're
there you go. And you're supporting RRK as well. So why would you not do it?
Exactly.
Perfect stuff. And I will do my best to put all your links in the show notes below as well.
I appreciate that.
So Sam, I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. It's been lovely to have you on. I'll pop in shortly. To be fair, I'm in Crawley tomorrow, so I might come and see you tomorrow if you're around.
Yeah, I'll be here 10 till 4.
Yeah. So cool. Thank you very much for coming on. It's been a lovely chat, and I will speak to you very soon.
Thank you very much, mate.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Well, folks, there we have it. Before you go, please do me a couple of little favors. If you haven't already, please like the video. Please, after the video, leave a comment and also smash that subscribe button. If you want to know more with me and the podcast, head over to ReptiChat on your preferred social media account, except for Twitter. Don't use Twitter. Mainly Instagram. But I'm on Facebook and all that stuff as well. Like I said at the beginning of the show as well, there is a Patreon that starts at £1 a month. Link is in the show notes below. shortly after this because I haven't done it yet. Or you can go on Patreon and just search for ReptiChat. And finally, the last of me advertising anything, species at what is it? Where.species on Instagram. Go and follow it. See what's coming out. As soon as I hit 100 followers, we are releasing the second design, and they will all be available to purchase very, very soon. Very cool. It's not merch, it's reptile clothing. It's quality, premium clothing for reptile keepers by reptile keepers. Go and get it. You will love it. So yeah, that's all from me today. I have been Ben McIntyre. This has been a ReptiChat podcast. And until next time, I will see you in a fortnight. Bye bye.